Hi, this is Kristi Ware with C.S.I, and we are here today talking with Jake Haynes doing a candidate interview. He is running for the Ringgold City Council seat. Thank you, Jake, for joining us today.
Thank
We
you for having
appreciate
me.
you being here.
Thank you for asking me.
If you would, just start out by telling us a little bit about yourself, little personal information or hobbies, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I've lived in Ringgold, the city of Ringgold, my entire life. I've went to all the elementary, intermediate, junior high, high school. Graduated from high school in 1988. I've got 3 children: a son, Blake Haynes, a daughter, Erica Haynes, and a daughter, Shayna Haynes. Got 6 grandchildren. I've worked for Kristi County School for 36, going into my 37th year.
Oh, wow.
Just as a month ago, I was given the facilities manager job for Kristi County Schools, which puts me over the facilities, budgeting, over all the maintenance guys, trying to get things done.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, and my hobbies, I like to work on cars. I like antique trucks. I like going to antique stores and estate sales and collecting old things. It's really no good, but that's my passion. I love to collect older things, and that's a little bit about myself.
Okay. What inspired you to run for city council?
Lord, when I was a kid growing up, my dad says, "You need to be mayor. You need to be mayor."
Really?
Yeah, he did. I'm like, maybe so, And I guess I was in my 30s, and I'd lived in my home probably about 5 years, and I thought, well, I need to be a part of this. So I ran for city council in '99 against O.C. Adcox, and me and him both tied at 103 votes. In the election, open absentee ballots, he beat me by 3 votes. So I thought, man, I was so close. A few years later, I ran again against Martha Denton, and everybody in Ringgold knew Martha Denton. She taught swimming. Bill McMillan and J.D. Petty. They'd been on the council for a while, so I had a tough challenge. And there was like 8 people ran that year, and I was right up there with Martha, Bill, and J.B. They beat me like 10 votes.
Oh.
Everybody else had like 30 votes, and we were up at 200, and I had 210, they had 220, 230. So I was right up there with the group again, but I just didn't get elected. And so a few years ago, 2010, matter of fact, maybe 2012, I met Terry Crawford, and my house had burnt, and he was part of the fire department. And he come to me, talking to him, I said, hey, I always wanted to be on the city council. So a few years later, he came to me, he said, you still interested in being on the city council? I said, yeah. He said, you already put your name in. So I went down there and qualified. Nobody ran against me. So I got in the Ringgold City Council, unopposed. And it felt so good to get in there because I ran so hard those other 2 times. So I got in, and I got my feet wet. I didn't really know. And a lot of it was I didn't understand how the city worked. I think sometimes that people don't understand how the city works, how they function. Once I got in there and seen how it worked, I enjoyed it, Then I was in for 1 term, got voted out, ran again, got voted back in. So, I know what it's like to win an election, lose an election, and I like being a part of the city council.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many terms altogether have you served?
I've served 2 terms.
Okay.
And if I get reelected, it'll be 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your tenure in office. Was there a previous platform that you ran on? Were you able to accomplish the things that you set out that you wanted to do during that time in office?
Really, in the last 10 years, it's been 10 years from when I started till now. And in those 2 years that I was elected or voted out, I was a part of the DDA, Downtown Development. So I didn't really get out of the city. I was just on a board. But yeah, a lot's got accomplished in the 10 years that I've been involved. I'm more of a hands-on kind of guy. Infrastructure was my thing. When I ran years ago, I wanted to get a park because we didn't have a park. My children were small, and I would have to take them to other places to play. So the time I got elected, we had a park, but infrastructure was my main thing. Sidewalks, lights, making sure we got good water lines, sewer. And as I've been a part of it, there's a lot more to it. Trying to make sure we have good restaurants for people to eat, to bring people downtown so they enjoy our town. I always ask people, what brought you to Ringgold? I love it. I've lived there my whole entire life. And they're like, well, we like it, So I don't want a lot of change. We are going to change because we're going to grow. Mm-hmm. But infrastructure was my main thing, making sure we had, enough water to provide factories, jobs. That's really where my passion is, getting more industry in so we can get jobs.
Okay. Are there other areas that you serve in your community, boards, clubs, or projects that you're affiliated with that you'd like people at home to know about?
Well, I'm a heating and air conditioning guy. I worked for the school system, like I said, for 37 years, but my trade is heating and air conditioning. Okay. So a lot of people in the community use me to work on their air conditioning. A lot of times I won't charge people anything. I'll go over and fix it for them for nothing. A lot of our older people can't afford a lot. Not even get families that can't afford a lot. So I might not be helping the people of the city of Ringgold, but I'm helping the people of Catoosa County. I try to, somebody calls me and tells me they're hot or cold. I do my best to give them time. So I don't get to really do any community projects, but I feel like I'm helping the community in what I do.
What are some of the issues that you believe are currently impacting the citizens of Ringgold?
Well, I think the city of Ringgold is doing really well. I really, truly do. I think we've got a good council right now. I think we're working good together. We're trying to bring things into the city that we all have been wanting for a long time. They're bringing pickleball courts. We're beautifying downtown, putting in sidewalks. And that was what a lot I wanted, was sidewalks. You got to admit, downtown looks a whole lot better than it did 15 years ago. I've lived there my whole entire life. But those are some of the issues. I don't think we've really got a lot of negative issues. I think we're going in a positive direction.
Okay. In your opinion, what sets you apart from the other candidates seeking this office?
Well, we got a lot of school teachers. We got a lot of school teachers on there. I work for the school system, but I'm more of a blue-collar guy, not necessarily because I'm a manager's position, but I've worked my way from the bottom. I was a helper, and I worked my way up. I've done heat and air, I've done construction, we've put in water lines, sewer lines, kind of the same things the guys do at the city, I've been involved in life. So I think having different views of everything, which I've been there and done that, so I have good insight on some of the things that's going on in Ringgold. When they say, hey, this water line needs to be replaced, and they start telling about it, some of the others haven't ever done anything like that. And I said, yes, that's correct, and that's a good way we need to go. So they value my opinion. Yeah, they value my opinion on stuff like that. And there's, like I said, it's good to have different walks of life in these offices.
I would agree diversity is important.
Yeah.
So on the Ringgold City Council, there are 5 total seats.
Right.
3 of those are up for re-election right now, in addition to the mayoral race.
Yes.
So technically there's 6 seats altogether, but 5 are council members.
Right.
Early voting, if we can talk about that for a minute, starts October the 16th and runs through November the 3rd. And the actual election day is going to be on November the 7th.
Yes.
As you guys have heard him say, sometimes these elections are literally decided between 3-10 votes. Your vote matters. So if you will take the time to continue to get to know who your candidates are and go and vote during election season, that would be fantastic. I think everybody wants to see more turnout at the polls and have people have their say during that time. So a vote that happened on the Ringgold City Council recently in regards to the budget, 2 of the 6 people on the council voted to roll back the millage rate. Can you tell us how you voted and why?
I voted to stay the same.
Okay.
Inflation right now is crazy. Gas, groceries. It's no different for the city of Ringgold. Our sewage rates have come in 10% higher. Our water rates are up. It's costing us more for chemicals to put in our water. The actual solid waste, the trash service, the tipping fees are more. We've got to pay more for fuel to get it there. The police department has went up like 21% increase. You know, I'm all about keeping taxes low. You know, my family, they need it low, but I got a lot of family that live in the city of Ringgold. Nobody likes to pay more taxes, but we have to be able to afford our bills. You know, that was my thought. You can't keep suffering. You know, you can't keep suffering. People say, well, they're building some things. That comes from grants. A lot of that comes from grants. Now, there is a match to that grant, but, you know, sometimes you get 50-50 grants. Sometimes you get a 90-10 grant. So a lot of that money is coming from grants. Some of it is coming from the city of Ringgold, but a lot of our regular everyday budget is the reason that stayed the same. And the reason I voted to stay the same, for a house that's $150,000, it's going to be a $9 increase. That's not a lot of money. So some of the other council members want to go up on your water and up on your sewer. That would have been more than a $9 increase. So I felt that was the best way to keep the prices low, you know, keep the garbage service going, keep the water going. So that was the reason I voted that way. I'm usually not the one that wants to keep it the same. I usually want to roll back. But the city of Ringgold, we have such a small millage rate as it is. You know, we're at 3.94. Counties at 8. School systems higher. You know, so I feel like we kind of need to stay the same just so we can hold our budget. Now, if we get some more industry in there, our millage rate may even go down, and because that would help us. So there's some future plans. We're working on some things.
Okay. What is your vision for Ringgold in the next 5 years?
I'd like to see the city keep growing. I mean, slow growth. You know, I'd like to see the Alabama corridor grow, maybe out towards the truck stop. Downtown, I like to keep it the same. Downtown's beautiful.
It is.
It is. I mean, there's still some growth, you know, like at the corner of Spark Street and 41 there's an empty lot. I would like to see some of those businesses get filled in. We don't have a lot of empty businesses in town, but the ones that are, I would like to see them get people in them again. Let's start growing slowly. Let's not go build up Alabama Highway and let downtown die. Right. You know, that's not what I'm about. I'd like to see slow growth, but good growth. Yeah.
As we're wrapping up here today, is there anything else that you would like to share with the viewers at home?
I would like to share my phone number, 423-834-3624. You can call me anytime. And I'm just asking you for your vote. If you consider voting for me, I would appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. And thank you guys for watching and taking the time to get educated about the candidates that are running for the Ringgold City Council election in November. Thank you for watching.